What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade. Come to y'all with another analysis breakdown tribute. This time it's gonna be on the legend, one of the greatest scorers ever, George Gervin, the Iceman. He can make layups real fast and quick because he's so long and so tough to stay in front of, and he's very good with his ball handling, his hesitation, and his fakes. But he also can use hook shots and lane swinging floaters. That's tough to guard and tough to stay in front of him. Tough to even gauge how he's gonna get it off. So he's able to guide it in with ease, and he always finds a way to get a little bit of separation before he gets it off. But he also can catch lobs and finish with finesse around the rim. But he also was fast enough and tough enough to get there to be able to finish with dunks around the rim, making him a complete player inside out. And why I say that is because his mid-range jump shot was tough to guard. He had a quick release, and he was able to get it off with space. He can also bank it in, and he can also just pull it up from anywhere on the court, including the middle. You can hit the jump shot from the side. He also can post up a little bit with good footwork to be able to create separation and get a good look at the basket and be able to knock it in. And he can get a little bit of a post way, but he can still catch it fast, turn over his shoulder, and align his body and be able to knock it down quick. But he also can hit mid ranges fast. Also, even if he's close to the rim, he can hang in the air, be like an acrobat, and readjust his shot, even if it's contested, and have a lot of guys around him. He had no fear in that, and he had the ability to also space the floor even close to the 3-point line or at the 3-point line, even though he didn't want to shoot that far all the time. And he was an 80+% free throw shooter basically his entire career, so it makes sense why he was able to do a good job there too, because he can shoot in general, and the free throw line was no different. He was a decent offensive rebound with
George the
1.7 a
Iceman
game.
Gervin was one of the greatest scorers we have ever seen in NBA history. The man is easily one of the most stylish scorers too, with the finger roll, the mid-range stop and pop, or just the pull-up jump shot in general, or using footwork to just hover in the air and find a way to put the ball in the basket. We talking about a guy that was real durable and was able to play 82 games multiple times throughout his career and be able to put up numbers that was astronomical, 29, 33, 32, and he was doing it with ease. And on top of that, he was really efficient, even in the era where it was real tough and rough and physical. And he was able to shoot over 50% multiple times, showing you that he was an effortless scorer because he just knew the game and he knew how to find a way to get to his spots and get to his shots and just be able to knock them in with consistency. And he was good in transition too. He knew how to levitate in the air and just guide the basketball in there. And like I said, if you try to cut him off from the rim, he would hit you with the jump shot, easily would make it. And it was just something that nobody could really see a pattern of how to slow him down, because that or you're going to foul him. But like I said, he was a great free throw shooter basically his entire career. And he might not be known as the most complete player when it comes to getting rebounds or getting assists, but he was showing that he can evolve and become a better team player. And he showed that he can also do more as he got older, as his role increased in the NBA. You saw him be able to fill out his game more and be able to do more things to help the team win. And unfortunately, he never won a championship in the NBA, but he was actually one of the guys that was helping the Spurs stay relevant, helping them build their own brand and build their own identity. And he was a pioneer for just being unstoppable. And the guy was easily going to get his numbers, and it wasn't even hard to figure that out because he did it each and every night. And not only that, he played for a couple teams: Pontiac, Virginia Squires, the Chicago Bulls was his NBA teams that he played for. Obviously, he played overseas for Banco, Quad City Thunder, and TDK. Not only that, he was a 9-time NBA All-Star from 1977 to 1985, and he also was an All-Star Game MVP in 1980, showing you that his style can work against the greatest, even if they all on the court, because he was one of them. And he showed that day that he can shine among the best. Not only that, he showed that he was consistently one of the better players, because he was a 5-time All-NBA first-team player in 1978 and 1982, but he also was All-NBA second team player in 1977 and 1983, and he showed that how unstoppable, how unguardable he was, winning multiple NBA scoring championships, especially because he did it consistently and he did it in a row in 1978 to 1980, and was able to get it back and do it again in 1982 for his last one. And he was also a guy that played in the ABA, where he would show that he was one of the best there too, because he was a three-time ABA All-Star from 1974 to 1976 before the merger, and obviously he was a two-time All NBA second teamer for the ABA also from 1975 and 1976. And not only that, he was a All ABA rookie first team in 1973, and he did have his jersey retired in San Antonio, number 44. And he was also included in an NBA anniversary team, which was top 50 and top 75. And he also was an ABA all-time team player too. And he also had his number 24 jersey retired in Eastern Michigan Eagles, which was good to see that get done because he was great in college also. Not only that, this was a guy that was able to put up crazy numbers for a long period of time, especially when it comes to scoring, finishing his career with over 26,000 points because he averaged 25 points a game for his entire career. Even when he got older, he was still finding ways to be effective, still finding ways to score and put the ball in the basket. But he showed that as he got older and as he grown as a player that he needed to rebound more to help his team win. And then he finished with 5,000 plus because he averaged 5.3 for his career, and he also averaged 2.6 assists for his career, but he finished with over 2,000, almost 3,000 assists, showing that he got a lot of attention, a lot of people trying to stop him, finding ways to keep his teammates involved, finding ways to get them easy shots off the attention that he garnered from defenders. And that was something that he ended up growing into. Also, it just trusting his teammates, believing in his teammates, and respecting his teammates. And they did the same for him because they knew if they gave that ball to George, he will figure out a way to put that ball in the basket, whether it's going inside or outside, and they know he can get it done. And that's why they turned to him so much and gave him the ball so much, because they knew he was the best option on the team, and they knew that they can trust him to make something up to get the ball to go in for them, because it's a team sport, and they knew damn well it was nothing you can do to stop him. They seen it in practice, they seen it before he even became a Spur, and they seen it when he left, that this man was born to score. This man was born to play in the NBA, and all he had to do was to continue to just find a way to continue to grow his game as he did. And that was the only thing that he was missing at the time, and he was able to figure that out by the end of his career. Other than that, I will always look at this man as one of the most stylish, one of the most fun players that were just out there just putting on a show. This was one of those guys where you wanted to see him play because you didn't know what he was going to do next. You didn't know how he was going to do it, but you knew what to expect, and that was him getting the bucket. And that's one thing we always going to look at him as, like, man, that dude knew how to do it so easy. He'll get double teamed, he'll get triple teamed, he'll find a way to dribble between the leg, hesitation, crossover a little bit, and he'll find a way to lift his body right up to the air and find a way to put the ball in the basket. And like I said, once that mid-range really started falling, it was really over for the defender because you couldn't sag off of him. And if you try to grab on him or you try to find a way to cut him off, he'll go right past you still with the spin moves or with that length and still be able to get the ball close enough to the rim so where he's confident enough to know how to finish it. And that's something that just blew us away as people that have watched him play, watched his highlights, or just wanted to check it out just to see his story and how he became a great player. And that's what we have to do is our research and make sure we know how great these players are and what they did for the game before our other players came in and how they changed the game, how they influenced the game, and how they dominated it. And George Gervin is one of those guys that you can't tell the game of basketball without mentioning him because he's one of the elite players in NBA history on and off the court, and he has been that way for basically his entire life since he made it to the NBA, and you can even say in college too. Other than that, these guys have really been ballers. These guys have really been great. And all I can say is comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell for more analysis because I do also conversation videos about NBA legends and also other NBA only topics. I also do breakdowns with real footage of legends, current legends, rookies, and also future stars. I also do mock drafts and draft coverage. So if you love NBA content, you can't get enough. I have over 3,000 videos already on my channel that you can watch for free. Not only that, I also upload videos each and every day, so you're always going to have something to watch and look at this channel as a form of entertainment when it comes to NBA-only content. Not only that, thanks for watching. Thanks for appreciating the content for today. it is. Thank y'all for continuing to come back. Thank y'all for checking the channel out. If this is your first time, and if you kept checking it out in the future, thanks for watching and supporting the channel, even though you didn't want to be a subscriber or a fan. Not only that, thank y'all for supporting the channel in the past, also now in the present. Hope y'all continue to support it in the future. And all I can say is y'all stay blessed up. Y'all have some fun. And all I can say is I'm gone for now. Peace out. Y'all stay blessed up. And I'll see you guys later, hopefully.